Peacetown, what a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown, it's full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. I went on down to Peacetown. I was looking for a little fun. The girls and boys were full of joy and dancing in the sun. The old folks and the young folks, why, little babies too. All were there to love and share and find that gentle groove. In Peacetown, it's a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown is full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to Peacetown, a place where we encourage and embrace love, peace, and joy in you, in our community, and in our world. We seek to bring out the best in one another by creating the good, the holy, and the beautiful through music, art, dance, poetry, and in our day-to-day lives. I'm your host, Jim Corbett, and I hope as you view the creativity in Peacetown, you will be encouraged to embrace your own creativity and bring love, peace, and joy to your world. Please enjoy the show. This week in Peacetown, we have the music from Burrows Dilbeck and from the guitar man himself, Buzzy Martin. Our fine artist of the week is renowned potter John Chambers. We'll have the poem of the week from Larry Robinson, and Elizabeth Smith is in the family village. We'll have our holy moment of silence with the magic flute, and of course, a visit from the wise wizard of wonder. Our Peacetown business of the week is Synergy Solar, and we'll meet with owner Mike Payne. But our show begins each week with a drum blessing from Onye.
Welcome to Peacetown. Given what's going on in your life today and what we are experiencing in today's world, it's time to to ground ourselves, to be present in the moment, in the here and now, to reflect upon what's greatest, what's of value, the principles that holds us together in our own belief system, whatever that may be. For whatever it is, let it be of positivity. Let it be something of conscience that awakens our consciousness in a powerful way. A place that we can be stronger than ever. A place where we can hold strength within ourselves and cherish each moment that is we experience as the most greatest gift in our lives. And we're grateful. To be grateful for what we have, to appreciate what we receive, to give thanks daily, each moment of our life. That's what counts. And that's what gives us the momentum to drive forward, to go, to have the inspiration, to have the fire, to have the light that we need, that is unextinguishable in our lives, that gives us the grace and love. For this, I give to you.
Spencer Burrows and Chris Dilbeck have been making funky music for years. Their arrangements were the backbone of the band Frobeck, and now their musical energies are combined to bring you Burrows and Dilbeck.
Come on! We're gonna get a little disco in the house tonight. You couldn't see my pride on this.
Uh-oh. What's
Keep
happening?
going. You want to hear a little saxophone in the house? You want to hear a little bass in the house? We're going to break it down for bass. This is the world famous Josh Fosgreen from the interwebs, all the way from Oakland, California tonight. Let's let him have some room. Let's give him a little room. He almost hit his head on the lights.
Epic. Epic.
Hello.
Epic is the word. Epic is the word to describe Spencer and Chris, Spencer Burrows and Chris Dilbeck, because your story goes back before all of your bands, and it is really, your story also goes back to the beginning of Peacetown, because you've headlined Peacetown concerts our entire history. I mean, it's like 10 years of Peacetown with you guys being one of our favorite bands, and in the different projects that you've put together. So first of all, people want to know how you're doing. Chris, how are you doing? What's happening for you?
Yeah, everything's going good. I mean, anytime someone asks, I feel bad because it's, I'm kind of a homebody, so being at home is not too much different for me than what I usually do. But my wife Callie and I are doing well, and she's also part of the group, and we've spent time working on some music of hers, and So I've been fortunate enough to, be at a job where I can work from home, and still, connect with people through, I work for Mesa Boogie, so still connecting with customers and talking to people. So I got to say, overall, everybody's healthy, and it's really unfortunate that the performance side of my kind of musical journey is kind of on hold at the moment, like it is for so many of us. But overall, I can't say it's too bad.
Yeah, good. Well, and Mesa Boogie, God, Mesa is like it's like the ultimate guitar amplifier for guitar players. So you're dealing with people that are really very, very cool, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Callie, you've got her. So you guys don't really have to social distance all that far, do you?
Not at all. And so it's been kind of a wonderful thing, because she posted up, she's done a couple of videos called Jammy Jams, and and we did 3 of them, but it was just I'm very fortunate that the love of my life is also someone that I get to play music with. Sorry, Spencer.
Yeah,
I think you could say that about either one of us. So
yes, that's very true. It's very true.
How about you are the love of our life, Spencer. So how are you? How's it going for you and family? And
it's good. I've been doing a lot of parenting. It's been awesome. Parenting and teaching Zoom lessons online, not Zumba. That I would fail at easily, but I've been doing music lessons over the internet, which is something that I had never done before the pandemic. So yeah, and the family's good. Everybody's, we were forced to create a swing set and a slide for our 6-year-old at our small Sebastopol apartment, because all the playgrounds are closed, there's a couple trees that haven't been closed, and the kids like that, but so there's been some good stuff, and I like Chris, I'm also very thankful to be healthy and be able to deal, be home and do little projects and, help my students with the writing songs and, and learning and playing and watching Chris's Jammy Jams and getting, envious that I don't get to do Jammy Jams with Chris.
well, I got to say though, Frank, it was when this whole thing came up too. It's Spencer and I did make a point to just jump on board with Zoom and get for years we've gotten together once a week on Wednesday evenings to do songwriting together.
And an undisclosed location.
Yes, we don't tell anybody where, and but it's been it's been nice to have this sort of a format like we're doing right now, to be able to Spencer and I still got together every Wednesday, and it was a new way to do it, and we're still probably better at being in person together, but it was still wonderful to at least see his smiling face and work on some music together even during this time.
So you're continuing to write, I mean, because your last album, All the Same, which Spencer claims is now is different, and it is all different, but the album is still all the same, right? I mean, that's correct. That's still there. So
it's all the same. No, it's pretty much the same.
Are you continuing to write material? I mean, you're writing new tunes all the time, right? Because you guys are unstoppable. You have been for I don't even know, 2002 or something is when you guys first started doing this juggernaut called the Epic Songwriting Duo.
Yeah, well, we started out as Throwback.
Yeah,
and
then I heard that before that. I mean, you've always had these kind of names, but wasn't there a band? It was called Function.
Yeah.
Function. That's right.
Yeah.
Function. Well,
with Aaron Haggerty and Dane.
Oh man,
and Dane Lundy. Those. Yeah.
Aaron,
that was fun for a minute. We played one show. We recorded
fireworks. It was a fireworks show in Sebastopol.
It was July 3rd. Yeah.
And then, what the heck is Spencer B and the FSDs? What is an FSD?
That was the Funky Soul Doctors, but before that was the Funky Soul Practitioners, because we kept getting funkier, and then that was a point where at that point I think we put my name on the front of it because I was doing most of the heavy lifting as far as getting gigs and putting stuff together, and then.
Well, you were kind of the Mick Jaggers of that project, right? I mean, you were sort of.
I don't know. I've never been a Mick Jagger, but I got the moves like Jano. but yeah, after a certain point, then we had 4 people that were interested in making an actual band. I mean, that's where Frobeck came, and
Yes.
Chris and I still are writing all the songs, and then we then went through some stuff last couple years, and now we're back to Burrows and Dilbeck.
Yeah,
So.
well, it's like the continuing theme of bringing this. Well, you guys have such a such a loving, passionately connected fan base, people that just really love what you do. And at Peacetown, we have always loved what you do, and every opportunity that we get to bring you on board in any way. And also, I really appreciate, Spencer, you and Chris did you've always been available to do benefits and things like that. So you've always been able to put something together to make this music happen. So for people to get in touch with your music, I like the burrowsanddilbeck.com website. So we'll make sure that we have Burrows and Dilbeck. It's dilbeck.com. But people can go to Apple Music, or they can go to Bandcamp and do a download, or Spotify, or they can stay tuned and listen to more music from Frobeck, right? I mean, from you guys, from Burrows and Dilbeck right now. I mean, that's part of
absolutely.
It too. So there is one secret though, Callie. I know that people love you too. I mean, they really do, and everything. But there's something about her. I don't know what it is, but it seems like she is a magical ingredient. Do you bring her on board for the recordings that you guys do?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. She and I. After we record all the basics, at Chris's dad has a studio out in Katati. Right. That we recorded all the basics on tape, and then we take it up to the Pro Tools in Chris's bedroom. But, and Chris, by the way, it sounds cheesy, but Chris is a master engineer, Berkeley trained, and so but the majority of all of the vocal parts that are these beautiful background harmonies and everything are Callie and I in Chris's bedroom after a hard day's of work, and just singing until it's too late for the neighbors.
Well, wonderful. This is how albums really get made. It's really amazing.
Yeah, but I will say, it's actually a treat to have both of them. As far as vocalists and being a producer engineer, it doesn't get much better than to have someone like Spencer and Callie, and watching them work together and work on harmony parts together, kind of in the moment, and they almost share the same brain in a lot of ways. Very different influences, but it takes no time at all to get these phenomenal harmony parts, and anyways, it's just such a treat to watch.
I know. Well, vocals have always been like one of the really strong, I mean, besides the funky beats, I mean, the way that the band sounds, vocals have always been such a strength. And Spencer, your voice is so unique and so incredible, but Chris, your guitar playing, it's like, it's magic when you guys play. So I think Epic really does describe you really well. So, hey, thank you for hanging out with us here on Peacetown. Thank you for headlining this show. And we're going to hear more from Spencer Burrows and Chris Dilbeck.
Let's get a little churchy. They would never play this song in church, though.
No, they would not.
Yeah. Somebody make some noise out there! Come on! This one goes out to the lovers. And I'm not talking about just the lovers I met tonight. I'm talking about the 15 10-year married lovers. 20 years. How long do we have to wait to live our lives? How much do I have to pay to break my love outside, girl? 'Cause we're locked up for far too many nights. Gotta be a way to do what's right, yeah. It's not a crime to wanna please you, baby. It's not a crime to wanna treat you right. Been doing time for no particular reason. Come on, baby, let me please you right tonight. Never stop wanting you, baby. I live to fulfill your wildest dreams, girl, 'cause I've been crazy not to follow your heat-seeking love. Let it flow out, let it flow out, let it bust. See, yeah. It's not a crime to wanna please you, baby. It's not a crime to wanna treat you right, yeah. Wanna treat you right. Doing time for no particular reason. Come on, baby, let me please you right tonight. Somebody call for a witness, 'cause we're gonna take the steps. I confess all my secrets. If you treat me like a man, why there gotta be prosecution? Only get the 3rd degree. It's not me, it's not you, baby, you know what we have to do. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Woo. It's not a crime to wanna please you, baby. No! It's not a crime to wanna treat you right. Wanna treat you right. Doing time for no particular reason. Come on, baby, let me please you. Let me please you. Let me please you right tonight.
Spencer Burrows on vocals, ladies and gentlemen.
Our Peacetown business of the week is Synergy Solar. Owners Mike Payne and Jeff Mathias have been supporting Peacetown since our inception. And of course, solar and renewable energies are the way of Peacetown and the way of creating a sustainable future for our world. So I'm here today with Mike Payne to find out a little bit more about Synergy Solar. Welcome, Mike. I'm glad you're here. Tell me a little bit more about Synergy Solar and how you and Jeff got started, how long you've been around, and how many employees you have in your thriving enterprise.
Jeff and I have been operating Synergy Solar since January of 2007. The company has roots going back in Sebastopol farther than that. We currently have 5 wonderful team members. We pride ourselves on retaining our employees by paying a living wage with good benefits. We consider our team one big happy family.
That's fantastic. You know, one of the things that impresses me about Synergy Solar is how community-minded you are. You've sponsored Peacetown concerts every year, but you're also supporting many of the other causes in our community. And that attitude seems to come from your business mission and your view of the world. Could you expound on that for us a little bit more?
At Synergy, we believe every family, community, and business can play a powerful role in creating an environmentally sustainable way of life and in leaving the world a better place for future generations. As a company, we focus on lowering the carbon footprint of our internal operations and that of every customer we serve. We strive to improve our local economy. We do this by purchasing our products locally whenever possible, by providing our customers with exceptional renewable energy solutions, and by providing our employees with jobs they can take pride in.
Oh, yeah.
If we all do our part to improve our local communities, we will leave this world a better place for future generations that follow.
Ooh, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
We are based in Sebastopol. We only install in Sonoma County. We focus on customer satisfaction, and our business is driven by referrals. We give back to our community by donating to local schools, the Kiwanis Club, local Little Leagues, and of course, Peacetown.
Yay.
We are grateful to our community for their continued support during these hard times. We love Sebastopol and Sonoma County.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mike, thanks so much for being a true Peacetown business. May the good you provide to your customers and the world come back to your business tenfold. And if you folks are looking to install solar or energy storage, check out Synergy Solar in Sebastopol.
Peace.
This is titled Falling. In these awe-filled days of fire and flood and plague, we watch and wait and wonder when that fierce hand will reach for us at last. Those of us not yet touched by calamity quake, knowing in our bones that though we may be spared this time, time will level us all. No magic amulets, no prayers, no mass, good deeds or good looks can provide protection from our terminal human condition. And those of us who have watched a child swept forever from our arms, or fled the flames that swallowed our hopes and our memories, or hid from the bombs or the virus or the predator's gaze, know now that nothing will ever be the same, as if anything ever were the same. For we all are falling, like ashes, like rain, like petals, like leaves, but we are all falling together. And if we could know in truth that there is nowhere to land, tell me, could we know the difference between falling and flying?
To raise a child is an African proverb that means an entire community of people must interact with children for those children to experience and grow in a safe and healthy environment. The Peacetown Family Village has a vision of cultivating that very concept, to create space for our community to come together as one, maximize our resources, share knowledge of parenting and child development, have concrete support in times of need, nourish positive social connections, ensure our families are resilient, and ensure that our children's social and emotional needs are met. Raising children in a village lets them know they belong to a greater community and that they are surrounded by peace, love, and unconditional support. In a world where acts of violence, fear, and uncertainty fill our news feeds, and there is a prevalence of pain and hurt around us, peace takes root in the form of community. If we can plant the seeds of peace in them while they are young, children will learn and practice peace as adults. Children are our future peacemakers and leaders. Celebrating peace models how to better succeed at conflict resolution. When the message to our children is, when I am peaceful, I am powerful, we begin to pave the path of love and sensitivity within their world, which they can apply throughout their lives. Peaceful, powerful children will one day be peaceful, powerful grown-ups who can lift and transform our worlds. Imagine that.
Buzzy Martin is the rock and roll king of Peacetown, and he is the author of the book Don't Shoot, I'm the Guitar Man, about his days teaching guitar at San Quentin, which has been turned into a feature film. Please welcome the Guitar Man, Buzzy Martin.
3, 4, hit it!
Inmate Sergeant Jack has a habit a drug called monkey on his back, serving a living life sentence, building a man like a gun high on crack. Jack's not the same man he used to be, mean and insane as you can see. His heart is filled with pain, lost in hate, no homecoming parties for the Senate. Inmate Sergeant Jack wants his old army boots, his 3 deployments will never make the local news. 6x8 sail cage night and day, Inmate Sergeant Jack's mind has gone away. Get funky! Are lost and abused, soldiers incarcerated where there are no rules. War addiction's worse than ever thought. Jack loved the smell from the gun that he shot. In prison with the battlefield killing in your mind, brace the mental breakdown, military suicide, bathing in depression, madness, blood and death, buried in the graveyard war hero vets. Inmate Sergeant Jack wants his old army boots, his 3 deployments will never make the local news. 6x8 sail cage night and day, the Inmate Sergeant Jack's mind has gone away. Yeah. Play that funky music, white boy. The song, your cheating heart on that old barn guitar. Holly's Tavern is where Charlie Fingers died, drinking whiskey from an old mason jar. Sing me some songs from Merle Haggard, Brother Ray, and Elvis too. And please don't forget that Johnny Cash song, Folsom Prison Blues. Inmate Sergeant Jack wants his old army boots, his 3 deployments will never make the local news. 6x8 sail cage night and day, the Inmate Sergeant Jack's mind has gone away. They think I'm crazy. They're coming to take me away.
Welcome to Peacetown, Buzzy Martin. Hey, first of all, I've got to introduce you to Buzzy Martin because you don't know him. Now, many of you actually don't know him. Many of you think you know him, but you don't know him. And I do because I have tracked his career as a songwriter and as a musician and as an author for a number of years and have become very close and a fan of his material. Buzzy is a creative songwriter, performer that is as good as it gets. This is really the truth. He is a national global artist that happens to live in Sonoma County. His music is insightful and relevant. It's beautiful. It can be really painful, and it's always true. That's the key to it. He's an artistic talent, and there's really no other description for that I can give you to really explain who Buzzy Martin is, but to say that in our field of music and creativity and communication, Buzzy Martin is a genius. So Buzzy, welcome.
Francis, I can say I'm very humbled to be on your show. I'm very excited to do the Peacetown thing here, and good morning to you and happy Friday. We made it.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. We're alive. I have a hard time knowing where to start, Buzzy, because, well, let's start with something that people may have heard about and want to know more about. You wrote a book that was autobiographical about your experience as a teacher, as a music teacher, called "Don't Shoot, I'm the Guitar Player," which had to do with experiences you had teaching guitar in San Quentin. But Buzzy, you've also had a history of bringing music and presence to juvenile halls and to what do they call disadvantaged kids and things like that. What brought you to prison, man? What did that?
You know, a good question. I think for me personally, because my wife and I have talked about this a lot, it found me. I mean, it really found me, and so the gift of music has allowed me to go and work with at-risk kids at juvenile hall, probation camp, court and community schools, which led me to start working in San Quentin. So how that came about was one of the teachers had asked me if I'd be willing to try to go to a San Quentin for a 12-week gig that was just going to be a pilot program. And lo and behold, it kept on, adding on every 12 weeks until it went for 3.5 years. Wow. So my feeling was, I have this gift where some things spiritually come to me. I mean, I know you get that, but it's like it comes to me. And so I didn't really seek it out, but as soon as the opportunity came, I jumped on it because I knew that it was going to be something that was going to be very spiritual and an awakening for me, because all the kids that I work with, as young as 8, want to go to prison. So I felt that if I could find out a story or something that I could bring back to these kids and let them know that this was not a badge of honor and this was not the path they were supposed to be going to, that's how we got started.
That's fantastic. Well, but your start as a musician, you started extremely young playing guitar, but also you established yourself as someone who celebrates music and musicians and others. You have a history, your coffee house musician era, where hosting other people and presenting them actually created a music scene.
Yeah, that was another one too, that it started out with Coffee Cats, and by 3 months up, I was running 6 open mics a week. And it did it. It was like having a variety show, and it allowed all these people, which I thought, there's some great musicians out there and comedians and actors, and it was just great to see how much people would react and move by these other friends or people that they would do these songs. And yeah, man, I kept busy for a long time doing the open mic thing, and it did allow me to see a lot of people. The only bad thing was that I got stereotyped that I was the open mic guy. Nobody realized I sang songs. So.
Right. Well, the other thing about that is, so I had you stereotyped too, early on in my recognition of who you were as a musician in Sonoma County area, because you had a band called Snapshot, and I was always very aware of the band scene and who was playing. So I thought of you as a performer in a band, like a happening rock and roll band. And then actually friends of mine ended up becoming musicians who worked with you and Buzzy and the Buzz Tones, which had a big countywide reputation. So I've always known of you and asked you to participate in things, getting up on stage and, can we say this on the air? Kicking ass,
No, you've always been really gracious to include me on a number of things, and that always moved my heart, and I was honored to do that. So it's always been great luck for me to have great musician friends that I've been able to perform with, including yourself. So that respect is really high when it comes to back to all of you people too, of that, to be a professional performer, entertainer is not what people think. It's not that easy.
Yeah, no,
we make it look easy.
Well, one thing that performers as musicians will give you some insight into this world. What's more difficult actually than performing in a band where you've got your bros and your buddies and you got singers and you've got the whole thing, an ensemble, is performing solo. What on earth? How did you get encouraged to go solo? Because that is the toughest gig there is.
It's a hard gig. My son actually had asked me one day why I'm not doing my own songs solo. And I just found myself stuttering, going, I couldn't answer him. And so I took the challenge and I went out and I booked a couple of opening act gigs. And as we talked before, I started sweating like James Brown. I couldn't figure out why I was sweating so much. Then I started talking to my other friends that did perform originals. And when you get into that pocket, that zone of doing your own stuff, which is for me really serious, because I write about prison rape, murder, homelessness, child abuse, heavy situations. So for me to do this solo is like taking off all of my clothes and asking for feedback. So it is a tough job.
Wow.
And yeah, to be called the new Johnny Cash, I don't take lightly. I mean, I take that very seriously.
Well, that is actually an extremely well-deserved accolade of you and your music, because you are actually you're actually speaking for a number of people in our world, in our community, that are disenfranchised, that don't have a voice, that never get heard from, that aren't spoken for and aren't sung about. These are not these. I mean, I love songs, of course. I mean, and love and all of that. Sure. But this is really directly relevant. This is the music. You're becoming the voice of the disenfranchised, and it really is powerful. And I don't know. You've taken on subjects that just are so painful that they make me wince, and yet I recognize the genius of your music. And Buzzy, it is so appreciated. Hey, can we circle back around to the movie, because I know people want to know?
Yeah.
The movie's going to break, right? I mean, it's won awards.
You know, they won 17 awards. The last 2 awards they won was the London Film Festival, and they had just got accepted to do the Cannes Film Festival in France. And then everything stopped because of this. And so as it stands right now, they're doing all the pickup shots and signing off on everything, and real close to selling for distribution. So if it all goes right, fingers crossed, it should be coming out in 2021.
Oh, it really is. I've seen previews of it, and it's an incredible piece of work.
It's much needed. I mean, you know, watch TV now and you can just see, you know, how disenfranchised we really are as a country. We're split right down the middle. I mean, it's not good. We're going into some interesting times right now. So if I can, through the gift of music, make people think for just a minute of, oh yeah, you know, maybe I can do that. And so through the movie, that's going to be another one too, a vehicle to where people can go, oh geez, I had no idea. I just assumed that everybody in prison's bad people, and that's not quite right.
That's not the truth. And so your future as an artist, you're heading in a direction as a musician and a songwriter. Is this what's calling you forward? What is your passion now, Buzzy?
Well, you know, I'm an older gentleman now, so I'm close to going to be in 65 here pretty quick. I really do want to get on the world stage, and not for some ego thing, because I'm never going to be a rock star. I understand that. But what I want to do is bring the message of education, not incarceration, to the world, and try to have some debates through music and performing to make people understand that we have to make this change, the change of homelessness, abuse, incarceration. There's a number of things that I tried to address in my songs that I feel that by being on the world stage, people will understand that, because I don't write about love songs or fast cars or party. And I'm in the same aspect, I believe, as people like Bob Dylan, Tom Waits, Bruce Springsteen, people that bring this hard-working core and really make people understand. John Cougar Mellencamp, that's what I want to be able to be and stand it on stage with, by doing like Farm Aid, or doing you know, in the city with Neil Young, doing things for local things. I want to be able to get on that world stage and make a statement of how can we change the world together. We're all in this. Nobody's better than anybody else.
Well, thank you so much, Buzzy. You are a tremendous creative asset to the world, and so you will be on that world stage. I know the movie is going to launch you there for sure, because people want to know more about you. But having you participate in Peacetown is really a pleasure. We thank you so much, and now we're going to hear some more Buzzy Martin. Thank you, Buzzy.
You guys have a great day. Thank you.
We really are a state prison nation.
Here we go.
Gave it all away, tossed life down the drain. Out of my mind, crazy. could be so lost, committing crimes not knowing the cost. In a week I went from bad to worse, drinking whiskey and wine to quench my thirst. Picked up a habit, smoking little white rocks, put me on edge, running against the clock. Inmates on prison property, just another big money commodity. Experience the world of incarceration. Welcome to the land of state prison nation. Yeah. Driving in my old piece of shit Ford, gun in my hand, I robbed a liquor store, paying for the killing that I have done. Took the life away from another man's son. My senses being confined inside of here, counting the moments, hours, days, and the years. And prison is full of misery and shame. Mental illness drives most inmates insane. Inmates off prison property, just another big money commodity. Experience the world of incarceration. Welcome to the land of state prison nation. Life without parole, what happened to me? Locked inside this cell since insanity. And I sleep with one eye open, guns pointed at me. No letters or visits from my family. Inmates on prison property, just another big money commodity. Experience the world of incarceration. Welcome to the land of state prison nation. Yeah, right.
You know, a time will come when we no longer need to use the bell because Peacetown will have won the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, easy. Don't take it that seriously. You know, for many years, we've been including a special gift to ourselves and to the world at each of our Peacetown summer concerts, a moment of silence in which we share a deep connection with all of life, and we share an inner celebration of a way of being in peace, a way of being in Peacetown, caring for each other, caring for our world, by singing and dancing and just being together and having fun and knowing that it's all sacred. We share this gift of a silent celebration, enjoying Mr. Music's magic flute and taking our message of peace from our hearts to the heart of the world.
Parents of teenagers, listen to this one. Apollo through the heavens rode in glittering gold attire. His car was bright with chrysolite, and his horses snorted fire. He held them to their frantic course across the blazing sky. His darling son was Phaeton, who begged to have a try. The chargers are ambrosia fed, they barely brook control. Beware on high the crab, the bear, and the serpent round the pole. Against the archer and the bear thy form is all unsteeled. But Phaeton could lay it on, and Apollo had to yield. Out of the purple doors of dawn, Phaeton led the horses. They felt his hand, could not command. They left their wonted courses, and out of the chariot Phaeton plunged like a falling star. And so, my boy, no, my boy, you cannot have the car.
Hey, citizens of Peacetown! Fly your Peacetown colors with our t-shirts for men, women, and kids. Get your warm and cozy hoodie in red, blue, or black. And we also have Peacetown wine glasses and Peacetown pint-sized beer mugs. Become a Peacetown ambassador at peacetown.org. That's PEACETOWN.org. And show your support for the Peacetown community. Peace out.
Next week, we'll have the blues legend Nick Gravenitis and the extraordinary bluegrass with the Kinfolk. Peacetown, what a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown, it's full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. I went on down to Peacetown. I was looking for a little fun. The girls and boys were full of joy and dancing in the sun. the old folks and the young folks, why little babies too. All were there to love and share and find that gentle groove. In Peacetown, it's a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown is full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. Whatever your religion, no matter what your race, left wing, right wing, rich or poor, we're glad to see your face. The door is always open, please just come right in. No border wall, we welcome all to join this happy clan. In Peacetown, what a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown is full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. If you go down to Peacetown, we will all be there. Laughing, singing, dancing, swinging, loving everywhere. You feel so good all over, your cup runs over too. Deep inside you open wide and find that gentle groove. In Peacetown, it's a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown is full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. Peacetown, Peacetown, Peacetown. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be.